discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Yes, you are in tune to right here to Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays, right here on the Powerhouse Radio with yours truly, Lady D, Queen Darespecta. Man, I'm telling you, the music was pumping. Music was pumping, let me tell you. I got this little mix,
Loud and clear.
loud and clear, man. I found this little mix thing on YouTube quick because one of the systems went down. So I found this little wicked mix and definitely had to drop it in the queue. I'm telling you, it wicked mix. But yeah, we're gonna play some more of it at the end of the program. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you get nothing but the best in music right here on the Powerhouse Radio. So you spread the word. And if you want even better music, make sure that you listen to the Lady D show each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. You got 4 hours of the best in music. So if you haven't joined us before and this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Powerhouse Radio. And please do tell a friend and a friend and a family member that we are here. Reasoning Thursdays. Each and every Thursdays, 8 o'clock. Some of the things we're reasoning on, and then I'm gonna let my host, the my other two hosts, introduce themselves and say greetings. We're gonna be reasoning on earthquake, shake, rattle, and roll. Yes, those titles are quite shakeable. So immigration crisis right here in the U.S. Relationship and communication, and we're gonna talk a little snippet on this Israeli and Palestinian war thing, and HOA. Yeah, remember we tell anytime we found out some more information on the HOA, the homeowners association that's going on, we definitely going to share it with you all because a lot of persons are losing their homes with this homeowners association, and some of the things that we may and cannot do. Yeah, might drop in there. Gully Bop passed away. We're gonna drop that a little bit up in there, and Maitland and Court. We're gonna drop that in there as well. So greetings, Queen. How you doing? Say greetings.
Greetings, 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 each and every one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We have some hot topics, and hopefully they'll be interesting to you, and you might even get a thing or two out of it. Thanks again for tuning in.
The respecter.
Always a pleasure to have you all with us. Continue to support us and stay safe, happy, and joyful. God bless.
All right. Well, we might as well just dive right into it, right? To all of the YouTubers, we want to say bless up to you. To all of the Facebookers, want to say bless up to you. To each and everyone listening via the website at dapowerhouseradio.com. Greetings to you. To the TuneIn app, folks. Greetings to you on our telephone line, listening live 66793 six 930 9036. Want to say massive shouts to you. The Victorious 89.1 FM right here in the A. We want to say big shouts to you as well. Well, let's dive in it. All right, let's dive in it. And all the listeners, all their listeners that are listening to us as well, all around AT. I want to say big shouts to you. All right. Earthquake. Where we're starting? Where we're starting, lady?
Hey, you know the first day that the earthquake happened, they had a song out.
Yes, I have the song. I have the song. I have the song.
Jamaican.
Only Jamaican. Only a Jamaican, and you have to understand that they're just some different beings, different type, different people. Where we make music out of stuff, we make comedy out of stuff. I mean, we're just so uniquely unique.
Unique. True. True.
Oh
But
man, shake, rattle,
mm,
and roll. Go ahead,
mm,
Mister.
mm.
Yeah, man.
No, I thought I heard you had said something. That's why I said go
No,
ahead.
no, I didn't say that.
Okay, okay. Well, shake,
Yeah.
rattle, roll. It's reported that it's not the first big earthquake. They had a big
Mhm.
earthquake back in like 16 something, and
Yeah.
I man, sometimes that's why it's good to know your history as well, because I didn't even know. And I'm trying to pull it up. That they had a big earthquake back in like 1869 or something like that. We're a long time before Full time,
Mm-hmm.
and that piece of Kingston broke off.
Mm-hmm.
Did you all know that?
I mean, yes, I knew that.
Well, you know everything.
And the only reason I knew that is because I watch a lot of
I'm
Jamaican
too young.
history, and I'm into the Jamaican history
The respect
on
you know about
YouTube.
It
the
was
respect
Uh,
you
it
know
was
about
just a
that.
little piece. It was
I
just a little
yes, I did.
it was
The
just a little
bloggers, you see what happened? These
wait,
bloggers, they
Queen,
go,
Queen,
I'm
Queen,
sorry.
wait a minute. Go ahead. What you said, the
I
respecter?
said it was just a little piece.
It was just a little piece, but there was
Yeah.
something where there was almost like um there was something like 1,000 people that passed away from one of the earthquakes as well.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't true.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was the blogger. You see, the
No,
bloggers, they go all over the different countryside and they show you and talk about the different things and the ruins and what have you. And they showed you there's this place, I think it's St. Thomas or St. Elizabeth, where you can still see the sign where the earth where it happened,
a
and
lot of people survived.
crack the cave. Uh
A lot of a lot of persons survived that. They only changed by going to a different country, different island, and change their name because they didn't want to be a part of the crime scene no more.
Well,
Oh my goodness. He's going into time travel, lady, and we not reached here so yet.
where he
A lot
went
of man was
into?
trying to colonize.
He went into time travel and we didn't reach there so yet.
And them change them name and location.
Listen,
So
listen.
you can't find them body after them dead.
So we're traveling.
It
So we're going to the traveling. We're not going to travel.
No, we're not finished with that yet because you see what happened, lady. I think something is going on. Listen, these people are digging where they shouldn't be digging, okay? They're digging under the ocean. The other day, I saw it on a lot of those bloggers where the spear fishing, where all the corals in the ocean changed to white. Now, that was like 2 months, about a month ago.
Yeah.
Now it's turning back to the original color. And they're saying, what is causing that? People are asking what caused it. They never seen that before in the ocean, right? That's happening this year, okay? I don't know if all of this contributes to global warming or not, but
Conspiracy theorists. Go ahead.
it's happening, and the digging, look at the bauxite. They're digging all these three different country you have digging for bauxite and what have you.
That's
So
exactly it. They're digging and they're raking up the earth, and it's not just in Jamaica, because like we said, the quake hit Haiti, it hit
mhm,
Cuba, Bahamas, and
yeah,
the U.S. minor. It hit a couple of other countries as well, but we're focusing on Jamaica, right?
yeah,
So
hmm,
all of these other countries has minerals and
right,
things as well that they're digging
and they
up.
are digging,
So I think they're rattling up things underground there, and
um,
maybe earth or water. It's not
mhm,
good. Whatever
yeah,
it's doing
Well,
is not good.
and go on, Inspector.
well, I have a different philosophy on that.
Okay.
So you know them never did pull out all the bullets out of Nanny butt. So right now Nanny vex and she pop out some of the bullet in her butt. Ricochet, ricochet, and I try reach the government
You're always a
department, but
come
it
with
missed.
something. You always come with something.
All
Well,
right.
It's,
So Nanny wouldn't want to hurt our people them.
Favorite party them.
it's,
But
it's saying, what was Jamaica's worst earthquake? It says, while small earthquakes are common in and around Jamaica, some 200 a year's strong ones are rare. The devastating Portland Royal earthquake occurred in 1692, with a portion of the town sinking into the sea. Then in 1907, a quake
Uh,
struck the capital, Kingston, killing more than 1,000 people. So it's true.
it's true. Spanish Town, they show you. They show you it. On if you
I
go
have
on YouTube, you see it.
I
Mm,
have two. The two biggest one,
yeah.
Mm.
Siaga and Hornis.
Mirror, I think.
All right. So what did they do with making earthquake?
Earthquake, yeah.
Them do something worse than the earthquake. They make people poorer.
Okay. So we
And more people are dead. And people are losing money. All earthquake do is frighten you for a minute, you know. But them money are frightening you for a lifetime. Take your money and your health and your life. It's them worse than earthquake. Serious thing.
all right.
Allow me to tell.
We don't know if I lie or true.
So
No.
so what are they doing? They're shaking, rattling, shaking and rolling. Is that what they're doing?
The sin what them bring to the island, the country, them
Okay,
evil and wicked
let's
ways.
all right. So we're gonna say the earthquake, and I heard, and there's a lot of persons that are talking about this, and referencing, saying God vexed with the world, with Jamaica, and all of the nastiness that's going on with that's going on in Jamaica, the murders, you know,
Hmm.
the pedophilia, um
The
the
children, them dying.
know,
Yeah.
all of those things that I've been hearing people equate it to why Jamaica, um Jamaica had the earthquake. I didn't even see your comments, Daddy Don, blessings to you, Daddy, hear me, Daddy Don. Don Minor says,
Yeah, done.
Anna, Lady D, your mic is much lower than the others. Okay, thanks a lot. I'm gonna try to fix that up right now.
Make up yourself done.
Donna says hi all.
Hey,
Then Donna said, "Is the particular colliders that's causing the earthquake? The particle colliders that's causing the earthquake." She also said Hurricane Gilbert, such as in Hurricane Gilbert. That's what she put there. As to That's Donna's reasoning as to why the earthquake. But is it do you all feel like there's anything, any just or any um
y- you know there's a storm heading there right now, right? You know
is
there's
this
a storm heading there.
is this climate change?
I
Flower.
listen. They're manipulating the weather. I think they're manipulating the weather. I think they're manipulating the environment. I think they're manipulating. I mean, they are manipulating even us. Hey, it's a lot of manipulation going on out there. I'm serious, but I think there is something scientifically going on out there to be causing all of this disturbance all of a sudden. I watch Mr. Weatherman. I don't watch the other weather people because Mr. Weatherman, he deals with the Caribbean and he's accurate in the things that he shows and what have you. And he's not going to tell you it is so when it's not so. He'll tell you it might be so. But he shows you this afternoon where all of that moisture gathering, and from what they're saying, it can turn into a hurricane. And right now, it's sitting right over Jamaica and Cayman Island.
Okay.
So They have a lot of flooding going on already from yesterday. And I mean, I think some manipulation is going on because these things are happening too often, and it's not simple hurricane or simple storms anymore. These things are killing people. These things are dangerous. They're forceful.
And that's almost like what Donna is saying when she's saying the particle collidors is being sped up, and maybe
Hmm.
manipulation of the environment by scientists. You think that can be?
Good. That's what I'm saying. It could be scientifically. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
That's the
so,
main.
so are we
That's,
kind of saying that or do we feel like or think that the there's not really a climate change, that they
no, it's
are,
not.
that it's just a manipulation being done by
Yes.
scientists, by government, such as a lot of these a lot
Disease and
of
stuff coming
diseases,
up.
yes,
Hey.
that
Hey.
are out there. It's
Mm-hmm.
another form of manipulating the people. Donna says
Mm-hmm.
they head there in the particle collidors. Okay, so Donna's gone back. Donna's gone into where you were starting to go into the respecter as to time travel, and we're going to talk about a little bit, if that's what you're heading to, Donna, about the time travel thing, because there's an article that
Mm-hmm.
came out um, with with a man that says that he travels through time, and he's not one of the only ones that
Several.
you know what, there's a thing I always say, I always says, if it no go so it go near so. A lot of these things, okay, she says, Donna says, when the elements collide it causes earthquake, etc. All right, Donna, I get you. um you know what, I sometimes it makes you go, is it a movie thing that people is it something where people see these things on in movies and then try, they're not too right in the head, and they start to believe a lot of what they see? Or is it that a lot of these movies, Don, I'm hoping that I sound a little bit louder, or I'm hoping that, is it where these movies is more than meet the eyes, there's some information that are being leaked um to a lot of these producers and writers, where they create this thing? Is it all imaginary, or can someone what's your thought on it? Is this something that we think that is that's kind of imaginary, such as, you remember there was that movie where you can travel through time, right? Because we're putting all of it together, Donna, because I see you get excited. Donna says yes, please. Okay, so like, do we feel like it's really something that's going on and someone is being leaked information to put into these movies? Or are there just crazy people walking around feeling as if they are traveling through time, they are seeing, you know other terrestrials, they are like they are being cloned, all of these things? What's your thought on it? The weather is changing
Think
and things are happening on earth, that is
think about it this way.
before you
Think about it
answer,
this way.
the respecter, Gene says there is a short video about people just disappearing in plain sight. Go ahead, I'm the respecter.
We're on some devices speaking to each other right now, and we
Mhm.
can hear each other, and we can turn on the TV and see sports and entertainment images. So the people who are blessed or fortunate that started all this stuff here, where you can plug in something, and you can see people, you can see action. Think about it. I do believe that people walk among us every day, everywhere we go. They're invisible people who we can't see, but they can see us. And there are people that can see us through devices that we can't see them. I have something that I don't know where it came from, and this is no joke. I try not to tell nobody about these things because they think, people don't believe you who they know, but stories that they see on TV and heard about from someone else, strangers, they more believe than from somebody they know. But at any given time, I can close my eyes and I can see different images of people, even coming so close to my face as if they're trying to get to where I'm at. And I'm being brave about it. I'm not showing no fear. At times, it's open fields. Sometimes it's the ocean, it's the mountain, it's all buildings, people, all white gathering in the garden looking like, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you could be like the guy in Tokyo, where his passport was saying torrid. You heard about that. These are things that really happened, and you can research this, okay? It happened in Tokyo, and this happened in 1940s, right? Where this gentleman, he was passing through the immigration or what have you. Anyway, his passport was saying Torrid, and he said that's the country he's from. They couldn't understand because there was no country by that name, and they couldn't understand where he got there. He insists on that being his country. Anyway, they put him in the cell and what have you, locked him up, and the next morning when they went back, he was gone. Then in 1940, the watch. If you watch it, if you look at YouTube, they did a whole thing on it. We remember where that wristwatch, and I think that's where that show, that movie came. They got that movie idea from, where they had found that wristwatch, and the wristwatch was found 1970, and it was like several centuries ago in the Ming Dynasty tomb. That's where they found it, in that tomb. And this tomb was from Ming Dynasty, and it's a modern watch, and it's saying Swiss on it. So they're saying in Ming Dynasty, how can Swiss wristwatch be in that dynasty? They can't understand that, and they can't figure that out. And various other incidents where things are, and in real life, you can look up things that's strange in the universe, and you'll find you know um something pertaining to it. But that's how I found that, and I said, "Ooh, this would be good for the time travel segment." But look it up. It's on YouTube also. You can look that up. But there are several examples of things happening where it seemed like time travel, or someone, even with the footprint, that footprint, that they found, and this was like from the dinosaur time, and man supposed to don't have no them kind of footprint, and they found a footprint in the caves. So all of these things are questionable. So we don't really know it all. We really don't. We don't know it all.
Well, you know what? We definitely don't know it all because they've before I even go further, Pauline Roberts says, "Good evening, everyone. Greetings, Mama."
Evening greeting.
Donna Moody says hello, and she put a emoji, and then she put "It's true," right? So, I mean, then Donna says there is nothing new under the sun. Computers are their technologies from ancient times, and yeah, yeah. There's really I forget what I just was going to say because I started to read those. Okay, you ever said to yourself, have you ever gone somewhere before and then you said to yourself, I've been here before,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you know this place, you can tell a person everything about this place.
Yes. Yes.
What do you
Happened
all
to
in
me.
what the listeners, I need
Mm.
you all to chime in on this. Y'all could text and chiming. Give us a text on this. Um, do you feel, are we traveling, or do you feel that is somewhat of a reincarnation? Yeah, I'm gonna ask that question. If everybody get quiet, the respecter
You
queen.
see, like how we dream when we sleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes they call it when you get dazed and like you're just looking in space. When you awaken, you find yourself just got to snap out of it,
Mhm.
like your mind just leave you for a second, either by thinking too hard or whatever is going on with you at the time. You can see somebody that you think you know, and it just throw you off because this person is not supposed to be here. That person's supposed to be gone, been gone for a while, not alive no more. But we are seeing people in broad daylight that looks like people that we know or known.
Mhm.
There's many ways to look at it,
Yeah.
and it's confusing.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's. I had told y'all the story where I was driving down the street, and then it just brought me back to cloning Tyrone, where the men's were working in the middle of the street in the pothole, and I said that's where they are for the neighborhood. Don't pay me no mind. I had to drop a little humor there. I had to drop. I want to make sure
Yeah,
I drop it in the
that's but
we had
you
some
know,
serious family.
you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
You
but
never know.
you know when you think about the Jetsons and certain one of these a lot of these movies, it is things that makes you go and as to what Donna was saying, where computers and stuff like that, there those are nothing new or anything like that. It's not, because you know what, there was maybe about 8 years ago on Reasoning Thursday, myself and Mama Acid had Debbie on the program, and um we were talking about in Rome, where in this museum they have this object. It was like a GPS system, and it was like years, and I'm gonna look back for that. I'm gonna try to find that show, but it was like years, like before Christ or after Christ, this device was found, and they're saying out of that device is what they now use to go into space. It's like give coordinates,
Mm.
GPS. Because how did they just know how to go up into space? They didn't just know how to go up into space. There were tools that was already here that they were used to get the coordinates of flying, of leaving from here to go up into space, and the gravity and what is going to take place. It's not just men automatically just came up with this. This is something that's been there.
Look at Putin. Look at Putin. You know what they say about Vladimir Putin, right?
Uh-huh.
He's been 19 in 1920. They show him he was in a picture as a soldier, okay, a Nazi soldier. He was in a picture in 1920. In 1941, he appeared again in another picture. And the thing is, they said he wasn't aging, okay? He appeared again in another picture. In 2015 again, he appears again in another picture, and now he's here and he's not aged. So what they're saying is that that's why these people there worship him so much and what have you. They think he's immortal, you know. So like I said, there is so many things that we just do not know. Time travel is something that you can say maybe like Lady said, a deja vu. It happened to me. I went to amusement park with my family, and somebody wanted to use the bathroom. This cousin of mine wanted to use the bathroom, and I was in my 30s then, and I got up and I said, "Come on, I know where the bathroom is. Let's go." And my mother turned and she said, "What you know about? You never come here before." And I said, "Yes, ma, I've been here. I know this place." And if my mother was alive, she could tell you seriously. So sometimes these deja vu things happen, and it's like you've been there. It feels like you've been there. So and what is it, Einstein with that theory of relativity? I mean, you don't know lightning, where they said the flash of lightning, and you never know. Time goes. Remember, time is where it might be slower than going through time machines, but we are moving. Time is moving, and we're getting older. I look at myself. I look at my pictures when I was much younger, say even 20 years ago, and I look at myself now, and you can see that time is going because you're aging, and you see things around you and signs of the growth and the honey, nothing phased me now.
That means the philosopher's stones give them eternal youth.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this philosopher's stone, Nada. I don't know anything about that. I'll have to look that one up, philosopher's stone.
Oh,
That's okay. So that is saying the philosopher's stone is what keeps Putin looking young. Yeah. But is it
but
him that is being looked young? Because is it they
they
have
said he
brothers?
got this secret to staying young. I don't know. And each century he comes,
Yeah,
he's so who knows?
yeah.
I mean,
Well, we will see about this traveling through time business. They if you all go to the if you go to the I think it's the Newsbreak website. I'm trying to find and tell you where you can go and read about this time traveler. This man that says he's from the year 2345. And I just want to say
it's on YouTube too. Sorry,
so
it's on YouTube.
I'm a time traveler from the year 2345.
On YouTube. Yeah, that's on
So
YouTube. Yes.
so that it's been here and so yeah, and they're saying it's not the first time this has happened. It
Mm,
started first with gentleman H.G. Wells, a novel that he did, The Time Machine, which
mm,
was depicting something that happened, I guess, in his life in the year 802 AD. So you all pull that up on, go look for it on YouTube and
mm.
stuff, right? Because they're claiming that they're visiting from the year 2345. Okay. So I'm saying that if this person says that, then there should not be a birth certificate. There should not be anything for this person in this time because we're in 2023. So I feel like the government, if they really wanted to find out if something like this really is taking place, then do their research. Let me go into some questions here or some comments. Pauline Roberts says, "Hi, I have an experience about 4 years ago going to Wisconsin. We stopped outside of Illinois and went to a hotel. On our way in the parking lots, there was so much old time vehicles and a big factory at the end of the parking lot. Next morning, when we got up, no buildings, no cars, no trucks, just about 10 cars. All of us that were traveling together saw the same thing. So there are things out there." Donald smiling emojis. That's deep, Pauline. That is Pauline. That's very
Mhm.
says they use the philosopher's stone to turn base metal into gold. We have to research this philosopher thing, your queen, this philosopher's stone.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's very interesting, Miss mommy, Miss Polly. That's very, very interesting, right? right there. Cause yeah,
Mhm.
we've been places that we there's a lot of persons who have had. I don't know about your experience. Your experience is really one in a million to feel like,
And
oh,
his mama told me about it a
all the
long time ago, like some 5 years ago. She told me about that incident.
Donna says ground zero was a time travel wormhole. Okay, so they use ground zero to travel through time, basically, is what um Donna is
No.
saying. But okay, but go to YouTube and look this story up, and then next week we can even talk about it a little bit more, and so we could take some call-ins as well, as to this. Is these time travelers things really true? And if it's really true, what is it really saying? We travel through time. That's what it's. Tell you quiet.
Hey,
Go ahead.
all I'm sitting here thinking about while y'all talking is that machines was here before we were here,
Of course.
and
Yeah.
I'm believing that machine have a lot to do with us.
Okay.
Machine made us because we are making machines now.
I'm so sorry. I can't. I gotta try to find Debbie's number and call Debbie because she was telling me about that. Like you're saying, the machine. She said it was this object, and when the Roman Empire and those stuff took over, because she studies she's an anthropologist,
Anthropology, yeah.
and she studied these things. So she was telling us about the device in her studies, and when she went over to Europe, and there's this metal device kind of thing, and as she was advising us as to it gives coordinates, and those are the things that they used in order to make GP, not necessarily GPS, but the respecter.
Yeah.
In order to do, you got to mute your mic, in order to do the coordinates in how far they need to fly, go up into space, how, you know what the weight that they need to. It was very interesting I'm gonna try to really find that show that we did. It was about 8 9 years ago. She came on and she talked about that. But anyway, all right. Anyway, so we're gonna research that. If y'all want to research it, and we could follow up on it again. If you have a reasoning topic that you want to discuss, then definitely send it over to dapowerhouseradio at gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio at gmail.com. Donna Moody says, I believe you, Pauline. And Donna says, just like the satellite building disappear into thin air. Okay, there was a satellite building. Donna, okay, we're gonna research those things. A satellite building that disappeared into thin air. Okay. And we got to find out what's this philosopher's stone. Like I heard about it, but yeah. We're gonna when we giving information, we like to make sure that we giving the full information as to what these things are, what we're talking about, so that our listeners always know. All right, so we're moving on from earthquake, shake and shake, rattle and roll, and we've just about covered um
Time travel.
the time travel, and it's a good watch. It's like 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good watch for you all to go ahead, and when you have some time or you're laying in your bed. I don't know if you want to do that at nighttime, all the creepy crawlies come out. But anyway, yeah, it's Halloween. So they said. Okay, so immigration crisis. We still have on the list. We have the immigration crisis. We have Palestinian and Israel war, and each week that we touch it, I keep saying that a good person said, "Lady D, stay away from that topic because the world is in denial." And the more that we continue to touch this topic into the Palestinian and the Israel war, it makes it appears as if the world really really is in denial.
Mhm.
because I played a clip last week in regards to the Palestinian Israel and whom the land belongs to, and it gave a full snippet on it. So we're not going to get deep into it, but the more that I read on it, it's a total tragedy. It's a total tragedy. I'm not picking sides. It's just total tragedy what's going on, because when it's all said and done, these children, these people, innocent people, children are being murdered. This is just plain murder on both sides for me. It's and I feel that something can be done. It's when you read a lot of when I watch a lot of these documentaries, and also a lot of these 1 and 2 blogger things that they throw out there, you know it makes you start to go, why have the United Nations or someone have stepped in long time ago to correct the situation that had occurred, so that these atrocities that keeps happening would stop. You want to touch it, Queen, or the Respecter?
You want to go, Respecter?
Well, like you say, it's not really the world, it's the people. The world ain't troubling nobody, just mankind. And it's unfortunate that the world leaders, 90% of them is corrupt, evil, and wicked. And it makes no sense to me that two countries decide to have beef with each other. And the big, major, gigantic countries don't have enough power and love and decency to say, no, we're not going to have that. This great country that we live in, if, they could easily say to Russia, no, and Russia would back down. Israel, no, and they would back down. But because of who they are, these things are planned ahead of time. They do the pros and cons. How many are going to die from each country? It's like it's evil. It's just plain evil and wicked. And that's all we can say about it. Bombs dropping on babies, innocent people. They don't have no care. And that's why I call to God so much. That's why I scream and yell at God so much. Because I'm not going to be one, like we hear many are saying, God this and God that. And don't when it's time to challenge God, you don't do it. Because God is so evil that He's going to blast me for being angry at Him, for not stopping these monsters who are in this world, running countries, running people into the grave. I'm screaming and yelling at God. Let these people who don't believe in you see that you're real. Send your wrath upon them. Destroy those who are trying to destroy innocent people. But no, them still I do it. So I wonder to myself, God is great, God is good, yes, there are miracles that happen for some people. But we still see thousands and thousands of thousands and thousands of thousands because of heads of government. And instead of program these hospitals who have these young ones fighting for their lives, they chose to go at each other's neck. And one country main reason for going at somebody else's neck is not because the person is a terrorist. There's something in countries that other countries want. And they're making excuses for why they're bombing and going after this person and that person. And these people who are going through what they're going through look like me and you. They have stuff that other countries want. So to me, it's a game they are playing at the expense of young, innocent people, old, innocent people. middle age, human beings. And the thing about it, yes, majority of us are afraid to speak because we feel like somebody's gonna come for us. We're not supposed to speak out against it. So if I believe in God Almighty, why should I fear man? I am not fearing man. Man is who are running countries are not right. And countries who say they are right, not doing what's right is because they're accepting and tolerating the next person's evil. They're not thinking of their own children and grandchildren. And they're not watching the television, listening to the news of what's going on. They're hearing from somebody else. But they don't have the guts to see that actually bombing is going on and missiles are being in thousands and thousands of bodies. You only see them on TV speaking, acting like they care. And our stupid prime minister taking side. And Jamaica can't take no bomb from nobody. Jamaica don't have no bombs or missiles to defend itself. And our prime minister is taking side. For what reason? And we're in enough problems in Jamaica. And those people who he's against haven't done anything wrong to us. So he's not making any sense.
He's ally of America. He's an American ally.
I wasn't saying a word. I was leaving you to continue to rant to
Yeah.
respect because you don't talk a lot. So when you talk, I just give you this. I just watch you.
This one is real to me.
It sounds like it. But it's true though what you're saying. I mean, they just bombed the refuge camp when was it, yesterday or day before, and they killed dozens of people, got killed and 100 of them injured. And so many of those were children, you know. So you say, is it war? Is it necessary? Is war necessary to take other people alive? Right now, 74 American, they had dual passport, right? They were able to be shipped out and go to safety. But then what about those poor innocent people? You know, because it's not everybody had money there. You have some poor people there, you know. Think of us being in this country, the you know, the poor people in this country being bombed and they have no way out. Think about it, you know.
War
I
is
mean, the whole thing is sickening.
all
The
of
whole thing is sickening.
all of these wars that occur is about territory. It's always
Mm-hmm.
about land. It's not about people,
Mm-mm.
and people are considered to be casualty of war.
Yeah.
So we feel it because we're looking on it on the humanity side of it. You know, for all persons that are involved. You know, but all of these wars is about greed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, land, greed over land. And
Power. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what it's basically all about, land and greed. But I pray that all of this
Some
will stop.
some resolution.
Some resolution quickly,
Yes.
the respect
Yes.
come out of this. And I do pray that our prime minister, the prime minister of Jamaica, just
Still tight.
stay on. I mean, everything about push up himself.
Himself. I mean, you
Face
know, he,
situation,
he, he, he have to be noticed.
yeah, Jamaica, because right now we don't. All of that's going on. Jamaica need a lot of attention. He needs to focus on
Mm.
this earthquake and what's causing these earthquakes and the killing. All of what's going on there. I mean, I've been played full. I don't know why I want it run over. I mean, really, but Yeah, as,
Mm,
as we reasoned on the Palestinian Israel war, the immigrant crisis here in the US is continuing to get worse and
mm.
worse. More money is being asked for in another state. So first it was New York was crying. Now it's where you said Chicago Queen.
Chicago, Chicago, they're asking for $9 billion to help with what's going on there. There's overcrowding right now. New York State, they have no space in the hospital. They're overcrowded, overworked. They're just tired, and the same thing now is going on in Chicago. Because what happened is that they start to send people further up north once New York couldn't take anymore because New York is exhausted. From what I'm seeing, it's alleged that New York is exhausted. All the funds they have right now, they're trying to build a tent. As a matter of fact, most of it is already erect, where they're building a tent for the immigrants who are already there in the cold because it's getting cold now. So they are building these big dome dome looking tents for these people to live in
What
because they don't have any space in the hotels and what have you.
is the process of sending them back to their countries? I mean, like, what is the process that's what I'm not getting is why America is not did not start this process of sending back whomever that entered illegally into the country.
Because they came as humanitarian. It's a humanitarian. They're
Yeah,
refugees.
I
So
understand that. What I'm saying is, where does it end? Because if for the persons whom are trying to get into the country legally, do all of the necessary paperwork, follow all of their requirements, the United States of America requirements, and they are being pushed in the back because of all of this humanitarian gestures that America is doing. That's not fair to those whom are trying to do the process the correct way and are not being offered shelter or anything else. And I'm not being insensitive about it. I'm just being factual about
but
it.
you're right. You're right. I mean, but the thing is that America is like in the forefront with giving aids to other
I
countries,
I see
and
Jamaica.
they have to protest that they are the big boss, the big nap. So they do things that are look how much people here in America that
So
need
all
the
of
help.
so
I
all
mean,
these persons who've been sitting there for years upon years waiting
uh,
papers, then the way they need to do is go through trod the waters and the seas,
mm,
and then they be admitted in. Pauline
yeah.
says we need to take a walk through Arlington Cemetery to see how much of children have died for what they are not sending their children to die for. Foolishness. These
Mhm,
are related cousins, uncle-in-laws. They need
mhm.
to live in peace with their family. They are one family. Okay, yeah, Miss Pauline is speaking of ours is speaking of where we just came
The
from,
Israeli war.
the Israeli war, because
Mhm.
they are, it's just like politically when we're gonna just step back for 1 minute because we're still in that entire immigration range as even and war situation. So
Yeah.
um it's just like politics where I don't really understand the politics of it. Um, Greetings, Don.
Greetings, Lady D.
Greetings.
Sitting here listening to you, and you moved on from the topic, but I have to bring you back. I just
Call,
want
call,
to make
Don. Call in on the 706 955 2001 number. I wasn't paying attention, so maybe I missed a couple of calls. Go ahead and
what's
call.
the number? What's the number?
706
Yeah,
955 2001.
706
955 2001.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes. So it's just like when you think of politics and you have the PNP and you have the labor rights. We going into Jamaica politics because Jamaica politics is very violent. So um when we're talking in that sense, you have family members whom are PNP, who killing their family members who is JLP. I mean, it's just so stupid that is occurring. You know what I mean? All right, big up yourself, Don. How you doing?
I'm good, you know.
Yes,
You were talking earlier about the Israeli Palestinian conflict,
yes,
but you moved away and moved and went on to the immigration. But I want to bring it back to that topic.
yes.
Um, and I've been saying it on my social media page for the last ever since this conflict started. That we as people of color of African descent, a lot of us get caught up in this Israeli Hamas conflict and everybody taking sides and saying what they have to say for the last 3 weeks. But I just want to bring it to the attention of those who don't know that there's a war that has been raging in Africa for 7 months. It's in Sudan,
Yeah.
where an estimated, and I'm reading from the Johannesburg newspaper, an estimated 9,000 people have been killed and 5.6 million people forced from their homes over the last 7 months in Sudan.
Mm.
You don't hear America or the European Union, or none of them saying anything about that conflict.
Right.
9,000 people is dead already, right? And 5.6 million have nowhere to go. They're homeless, poverty. I mean, no food, no medicine, no nothing, and the war rages on. According to this, it says it's 190 days, which is like they're in the 7th month.
Mhm.
And nobody's talking about that.
And you know
But
what?
here we are worrying about
Israel and
Palestinians
Palestinian.
and Palestine. My final point, Lady D, is
Yeah.
that if we go back and we look at the history of those two parties that's in conflict, they were never friends of the Africans. None of them.
Mhm.
None of them. If you look into the history of them and the governments that they run, both sides treat people of African descent like dirt. Both sides. Blacks who live in Palestine is treated badly. Blacks who live in Israel is treated badly. Same way. Africans, I mean, who come from the continent and find themselves in Palestine is treated as second class and they come there to work. Blacks who come into Israel to work is the same thing. From Africa, from the continent that come to these countries to work. They're not treated as if they're humans. They are treated as second class citizens. I just wanted to make that point because I've seen it all over social media where black people are people of African descent all over the world. There's some mistake inside Israel, some mistake inside with Hamas, and nobody. Look how long this thing been going on in Sudan. 7 months. We
Yeah,
didn't talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading on it. I missed the call. I'm reading on it as you're speaking, and that's a lot of the problem with let's say even journalism and news outlets such as ourselves. We're not going into every and all newspapers and areas that we need to go to, where what is in our face is what we basically talk about. So I most definitely commend you for bringing this into our face because it's something that definitely needs to be
Yeah,
discussed.
research. Yeah.
The Sudan war, I'm seeing where it says on October 21st, they did an article, 9,000 people in 6 months of humanitarian, and it's talking about the Arab militia and all of that. So definitely, we'll definitely touch on this topic because it is a worthy topic to discuss on why it's not being discussed, why the U.S. does not see that this is slaughter going on over there and try to help
Yeah, the
Maybe it's
Western
because
world says nothing about it.
they don't have nothing invested in it, so they don't so they're not interested in it. So therefore, it doesn't become news on our end. But
And
yeah,
and
that's
you
why we
know,
also say to send in topics that our listeners want us to discuss, because a topic like this is something definitely. So
yeah.
go on. And Queen, you were
Do you
saying
just
something.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say the same thing you said. That you always, lady, always stress on the program that you can write in if you have a topic that you want to discuss or whatever you. Then just write in, and let us know. And
Definitely,
then,
I'm
yeah,
thankful for you bringing this topic for
yeah?
us to really discuss that.
I'm saying that the United Nations should be in the Sudan trying to stop this slaughter.
Yes,
United Nations, just like how they running into Israel and the Middle East, all different forces now. America is down there. Why aren't they in Sudan trying to stop that one?
yeah,
mhm.
because they don't have
I'll get
nothing
off now
invested.
and give you a chance.
Yeah, they have nothing invested over there. They're invested with this Israeli Palestinian war, and they're also invested in the Ukraine Russia war. So those are why those things are more prominent.
'Cause they're partners.
They're parts, they're not
Ah,
the same as for African and Sudan.
yeah,
That's why we're
that's it. That's
but
it.
once again, as you state, it should be something that we, as melanated skinned people, bring to the forefront, and bring awareness to. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, thank you.
You're
True
welcome,
thing. Good thing, Don. Thank you.
Don. Donna says there's a slaughter going on right here in New York City. Yeah, so we need to know what that slaughter is. Send in any topics that you all would like us to reason on, and if you would like to even become um if you would like to even come on on our panel, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just send it over to dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com with any topics. Like we said, we agree to disagree, and there's no topic that we will not reason on here on Reasoning Thursdays. We just ask everyone to respect each other' opinions in their thought as to what the topic is. Yeah, so thanks a lot for that, Don. We definitely appreciate that. And Queen and the Respecter. Respecter, you want to comment on that?
I just want to thank him for that, man. That was great.
Mhm. Yes.
That was something good to bring
Yes.
forth, because a lot of our people are being slaughtered over there. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's definitely something. All right. 9:08 on the powerhouse clock. Vibes in with Lady D, Queen, and the Respecter each and every Thursdays right here for Reasoning Thursdays. Once again, you want a topic discussed, send it on over to us at dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com, dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. We ask if you are listening on our YouTube or Facebook, um, or the X, which was previously Twitter. If you're listening on any of those outlets, we ask you to share, share, share. Tell a friend and a friend and a family member that right here on Reasoning, it's open floor, it's open topics right here each and every Thursdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, be sure to listen to the Lady D show each and every Saturdays, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. New music also each and every Saturday's new music. So you send your music over to dapowerhouseradio@gmail and just put Lady D on it. And I'll be sure to listen to the vibes that you're setting in. Nothing with profanity, no degrading of women, and no um nothing that incites violence. Please don't send those to me. All righty. So, and also, let's gripe each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Some good topics with Tonya McKenna and Marcus as well. Well, as we move on in our reasoning, we're definitely going to touch Africa next week. And so, the Respecter brought forth relationship and
Mhm.
communications. And before we even touch relationship and communications, just a drop in there. The HOA we were talking about the homeowners association, and if you all are living in a homeowners association community, you need to make sure that you get those laws and bylaws of what is required and what is allowed and what is not allowed in your homeowners association manuals. Alrighty. Because a lot of persons are living in these subdivisions, is what they're called, and don't know that there's things they can and cannot do, and that they can lose their homes. They can lose their homes. Right now, there's a case going on in Minnesota where there's a young lady that is fighting for her home now, and it all started with a trampoline because she has a trampoline placed in one area of the yard, and they don't want it in that area of the yard. They want it in another area of the yard. And because she's fighting them, it's starting to be one big mess. So now she's thinking of trying to sell her home to get out of there, because they're starting to put liens on her property based off of attorney fees. Again, another melanated skin woman going through this with the the homeowners association. So people, be diligent in knowing what is in your guides. Go to your meetings. If they're having these meetings, make sure that you go to those meetings. Okay, so you can find out what is going on, what is their plans for your neighborhood, things such as. It's very important to be a part of it. Two comments that was made, three comments that was made. Donna says, I don't believe or understand that war. Pauline says, we love you guys. Keep the good work going. One love. Blessings to you as well, Miss P. Love you too. Donna Moody says they signed a peace treaty called the Declaration of Principles in 1993, and now they're at war with each other. There is something much more to what we're seeing. And I agree with that too, Donna. Donna says Judaism, Islam, Christianity are all together. There's something more, as I said, it's what they have invested in those areas, something they're fighting for. Don't put it past any of them. So relationship and communication, we're gonna fly over to that. I just wanted to throw in that HOA. And also, we didn't say send our condolences over to Gully Bop and another individual, another entertainer in our entertainment field that has passed away. Yeah, that I may touch a little bit of it on Lady D show, since that's basically entertainment program over there. But any of you wanted to say something in regards to the Gully Bop situation real quick, and then let's get over there to relationships and communications.
Just that it's a mess. Right now, the family saying they have no money to bury him. It's a mess. That's all I have to say.
Lord, we talked about I think ourselves, Don came on the program, and I think Mackie Consciousness came on the program, and we were talking in regards to that same thing. I feel, and I know I mentioned on it as well that there needs to be some type of fund that the entertainers put into to be able to pay for their burial. It's such a disgrace if that is what's happening, and that is what the family is allegedly saying. Then
Hmm.
I mean, that's a sad thing. But hey, he was on Auntie Donna and all of those programs asking for money when he was ill, and obviously he didn't get the help because he did pass away. But
Yeah.
our prayers go out to the families, friends,
Hmm.
colleagues. It's a sad thing. It's a sad.
Yeah, because his music, the music was good. I
It,
mean,
from rags to riches is what they say.
yeah, yeah.
To be rags to come from the gully, and I mean, they said he went back. But anyway, we'll talk a little bit more, I think, about it on the Lady Day show. Get to relationships, communication.
Hmm.
Yes. So the respecter, you said that there was this something dear and near to your heart you wanted to touch. Go ahead, my brother.
We had the last week discussing relationship last week, and I woke up the next day with one word that you said, which is communication.
That I said. Okay.
that you said.
All right.
And I just meds on it for the whole day. And I see where communication is really the heart in order for it to be trust and loyalty and devotion and love and peace and respect and all those things. The communication needs to be there from day one. We weren't supposed to go into boyfriend and girlfriend and husband and wife without having that communication with each other about the do's and don'ts, the likes and on and on. What can how we see ourselves being one, not two, one, and practice and put it to work, to use on a daily basis. And it makes perfect sense. A lot of relationships break up because the communication is either one-sided or it's not there. One person is trying to get the attention of the other person. Whatever is going on, they're not getting it. And then the blame game comes in. And you don't trust me. The mental abuse and emotional abuse and all the things that one says, going through it. So without the communication up front, it's going to be hard to get it where it needs to be when it's too late. But a lot of us don't take the time to sit down and look at our partner in a way where, you know, I'm really about you. I'm really about you. There's no distraction from either side. But when you get into a position where you stop looking at the other person, each other the way you're supposed to look at each other, it's too late. And it's always going to be your fault coming from the man, your fault coming from the woman. So it makes perfect sense, like you said. And somebody needs to teach these classes for young people or even people in general who's about to get married or go into a serious relationship. The communication involves respect for each other, bills, how all that's going to work. Are we going to be able to afford this, afford that? What kind of house, what kind of car? How should we dress? How should we carry ourselves? Who should we let into our circle? Who should we entertain? Who we should stay away from? Where we should travel? All those things should play a part. How many do we need? One child or children? All those things, but we don't do that. Well, maybe some does that, but the majority don't do it. And then in no time, a day or two after marriage, they'll break loose because the ex-boyfriend is fighting to get back, or the ex-girlfriend is fighting to get back. And when one eye is closed, that you trust 100% in your spouse, things are happening without one or the other, with one or the other, and the other is not knowing about it because he or she trusts.
So let me say this, since you're piggybacking off of my communication statement last week, along with a little bit more in depth into it, what I didn't also put into it is listening and action.
Yeah,
Because you can communicate, but if you're not listening to what is being communicated, then the communication then is in vain.
and that's what I said. One is communicating and the other is not. So either the man is trying to communicate with the
But
woman, or the woman is trying to communicate with the man.
and sometimes the two of them,
And
the respecter, is communicating, but no one is listening to what the other is saying. Because
yeah,
I'm
it's
communicating, can
not.
tell you my wants and my needs and my likes and my and this, and then you're communicating, telling me your wants and your needs. And then if I asked you tomorrow, what did I say yesterday? The majority of the conversation you couldn't even reiterate it back to me because you weren't listening. Sometimes we're communicating and we're only listening to what we want to hear. So therefore, the things that we don't want to hear, we're not taking it in. So therefore, there's no action. That's where the action come in. There's no action being portrayed on it to be is being put into it because we didn't listen to everything. We just listened to what we want to hear.
And 9 times out of 10, your body is where it needs. The mind is on the other side of town.
Ah,
Mm.
I'm
All of that included, and also trust and honesty and respect. All of those are keys to a good relationship. All that we you just talked about, lady, and all that the respecter just spoke about. It all boils down to one thing: a good relationship. And a good relationship consists of all of those things, including trust, honesty, and respect. You don't respect each other, then none of that is gonna work. If you don't trust each other either, then none of it is gonna work. And if you're not honest with each other, then none of it is gonna work. Because all of those things work together with the communication.
it's a package deal.
Yeah,
yes.
it is.
Also,
It is. So a good, healthy
Because
relationship. Yeah.
for relationships are hard and it takes work.
Hmm.
So you have to really be committed to that person
Yeah.
you want to be with in order to fulfill all of those areas that we've discussed that makes relationship. I mean, gosh,
And most relationship that's in trouble, it's lacking one of these
one of
things.
those things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
the biggest mistake in communication is I'm leaving the conversation with my wife and I'm on the phone with my friend, telling my friend about what just we just discussed with my wife and taking his 2 cents on what to believe and what to accept and how I should operate according to what the discussion is. And same for the wife. When we entertain a friend or another family member in our conversation, our decisions, it pushes one of us back because we receive somebody else's advice over your spouse, and it damages both parties, not just one. Because now you're listening to mommy, listen to your mother. I told you the same thing, but you don't believe me. And your mother said this, and your mother said that, or your dad said this, your dad said that, and so on and so forth. In-laws interfering after we had an agreement. So it really it's not an easy thing, Lady D.
It's
Communication is very, very, very important. And we have to listen to each other and let it stay right there between us in order for it to work. Can't be no
and
in betweens.
you there's a lot to it that I don't agree with. This the statement is so diverse that there's a lot in the statement that I don't even agree with the respect as to saying that sometimes everything just has to be between the two of you. You know, um uh, how how am I I'm trying to, because you have relationships where even though they're communicating, listening, action, there's something going on in there. And sometimes you do need someone to speak to talk to. And it's not necessary, but you have to know whom that you are talking to, that they're really there looking out for your best interests, and it's not just where that person wants to see the demise of this relationship, but that person needs to find the correct person to go and speak with in regards to that that relationship, that in regards to their relationship, you know what I mean? everything is not just going to be between the two of you, and that's why even some relationship go to the rye, and person, some things will happen to people and they'll says, oh, I never knew that, I never know that they were going through that, I never know that this person was this was happening, so it depends on what the situation is, what the dispute is between the two, that needs to stay just between the two without any
For,
outside interference. If
forsaking,
if you get what I'm
forsaking all
saying.
other,
Hmm.
forsaking all the other, meaning I'm not supposed to be trying to have no other girlfriend with my wife. She's not supposed to be trying to have no boyfriend with her husband.
Definitely not.
And that's basically what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And the one and two family members who will intervene into your relationship, because somebody's always asking somebody, how is things? Why you sound that way? Why you look that way? And then from just saying, or he or she is not listening to me, it can start something that's not supposed to get started. I'm gonna quickly say this. When I just got to Georgia, that's the person I am. The apartment that my wife got, I didn't like, and I saw a more upscale community, and I told her driving by, I said, that's where we're gonna move to. Yeah, right. We can afford that. 6 months later, we were into that place, and from that place to a house, and there were a cousin here and an auntie who were living in Buckhead and paying $1,500 a month for two-bedroom apartments. Want to be around the white folks. And I swear to you, the very first time I visit, and I'm talking like I'm talking right now, and it wasn't a joke. Talking too loud. I don't want the neighbors to get disturbed. This is your place where you're living and resting. And I'm talking, and I can't laugh out and can't because you're worrying about your neighbor, your white neighbor. And everything about them was the white communities. And by me saying, imagine me moving to a white community with my black boys. And the first time little Billy missing his bike from something is missing from next door. It's me and my black boys. And I got chewed off for saying those things because, I was wrong for saying those things. No, I wasn't wrong. I'm seeing things that you can't see, and I'm believing what you can't believe. Sometimes I'm going to be right, sometimes I'm going to be wrong. But prevention is better than what they say. Sure. It's just like these HOA people who are getting caught up now, about to lose their houses because money came. They're living a good life financially, and they don't want to be around their own people mainly. Not saying everyone is that way, but they're putting themselves in position that they're going to be looked at and not wanted. So if you can keep as many people in your life or your relationship, it's better. The communication between you and your spouse possibility can last longer, be stronger.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when you communicate, ladies, if I'm calling my wife too often or texting her too often, I'm checking up on her. If she's calling me too often, she's checking up on me, and there's no trust. Why? Does it really make any sense to even say, okay, in these days and time, communication is going to work?
Deep, deep, deep,
Really?
deep the respecter, because when you even say when you it's no longer a norm, it's no longer a norm to be able to even call your significant other, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, without it being an uh something behind it. It couldn't be like, I just really want to hear your voice today, so I called you 3 times. I'm not checking up on you without an ulterior motive. That may be the word I'm looking for. You cannot call your when you say that part, that's real deep, to feel that every time. But there's a lot of persons that went through life that their spouse didn't really check upon them like that, and now they calling them, I mean calling them like that. So and sometimes the situation, they're in argument, or they are, they're staying out a lot more, and then these phone calls start coming in. Is it because the male or the female, the other significant one, starts to distrust, I guess, eh? You get what I'm saying?
I want to
Am I
jump back
saying
in,
it the
but
right way? But go
I
ahead.
don't want to cut Queen off. I want Queen to say something. I want to.
Go ahead, Queen.
No, you're not cutting me off. Me good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I told you how I feel about relationship, and it's communication. It's all of that stuff that I mentioned. That's the relationship. And if you don't have those things, or you're missing some of those things, then you're gonna have problem in the relationship. And that's all there is. And that's why it's very important that when you first find someone that you have an attraction with, then you find out all you can about the individual. Take time out to get to know each other. See if you have things in common. Sometimes it's good to even check off the do one side good, one side bad points, and check off. And I mean, you just have to protect yourself that way. You know what I mean? um
Miss
because if you don't, then you're gonna have this problem.
Miss Pauline says, all we have to do, love one another. It's one of the hardest things to communicate with another human being. Jesus Christ tried with the disciples and they still betrayed him. All we can do is walk humble, control our tongue. It's one of the most cruel thing in our body. All we have to do is love each other. That's true
Man,
love. Donna says too much outside interference is not good. And
yeah,
too much outside interference is
true.
not, but sometimes they need an interference. That's all I was saying.
Mhm.
How
That's all
would
I
you
was
feel about your husband saying to you, um, "Why you always saying my husband when you're talking to people?" And you look at that and you say, "Well, what's wrong with me saying that's who you are? You're my husband. I have a name." Put it that way. If the woman didn't want the man's last name, why she took it? Because now she's saying, "Why you always
that's
saying?
something different.
Why you always saying my
Yeah,
name?"
that
That's
person is
something
hiding something.
different. Yeah, that person, that's something
That person is hiding
that's
something.
an honor to be called your wife for, and it should be an honor to be called,
Yeah.
and it should be an honor to be called my husband. Yes, sometimes you say Rick said, or you may say my husband said. I mean that, or my wife said. It shouldn't. I don't think that should be an issue. So that's something more deeper, and I think that's something more personal. The respecter.
Something going on there.
Some
Like I said, they're not following the four the five criteria
Yeah.
for a good relationship.
yeah.
The five criteria for a good relationship.
All right. All right. Just a news brief. Simple orange juice. It is that just came up on my phone. Simple orange juice. The simple orange juice. It's a product from Coca-Cola, and they are now being sued and being said that they're using forever chemicals in that orange juice, which it's
I
that's a
thought that was from
very
Florida.
huh
I thought that was from Florida.
that yeah, the simple orange juice. And you know what, I'm really nervous on that one because I love that orange juice.
I do too.
I love that orange juice. I always even go to Sam's and get two of them at
I
one
do too.
in the
You know
package.
which one I
So
buy?
it's something I'm gonna really follow up on. Tropicana.
I buy the cheap one from Publix.
That's right. Sometimes that's the way to go.
Going to
Sometimes that's the way to go. They all have the same ingredients.
yeah, we need to, a lot of us go with the name thing, but I just honestly love the taste of it. and to hear that it has those chemicals in it is very is I right now I have that in my fridge, so
Uh,
it's very important now to even start reading labels and knowing what is
Well,
in
you
our
have
food.
money.
but ladies still end up putting everything on the label like they should anyway. Cause I'm quite sure some of these meat product here where them are making on the machine, them not putting that right label on there.
You're part of that lawsuit, Lady B.
Yeah, definitely
Mm-mm-mm.
do it. And for those who don't know, whatever this forever chemical business is like it's something that doesn't digest or really leave your system. It's a forever is a lasting. It lasts thousands of
It sits on your
years. It's
desk.
a yeah. So that's not really good. That's not really good. So that's just a PSA that I dropped out there for you all.
That's good to know.
Alrighty, yeah,
You
that's
also have
that's
what
a
going on with make you wanna
make.
hit on that
All
real
right,
quick?
touch base
Make
real quick, and then we're gonna open up the lines. Let's open up the lines and have the call
yeah.
call in and for all of the topics that we touched, Jamaica and the earthquake. If you want a voice on that, definitely call in. The Palestine and Israel and whatever you all even know about the Africa Sudan war, and you want to speak on that, then you want to reason on that, then definitely call in. The immigration situation, relationship, communicating in our relationship. You can touch that and let us know what you think about this time traveling thing. Do you think there's really time traveling machines or zones or why may I tell you? Because you know what, that time traveling thing kind of also came. You might as well put that into the Matrix, since we've been talking a lot about the Matrix in last couple of weeks. But go ahead, Queen, with the Maitland. That
Okay.
and
All right.
those who don't know who Maitland is, just a real
Yeah,
overview.
Maitland is the police officer in Jamaica that supposed to be got killed um allegedly killed Anna Lee. Anyway, he had a trial that came up on the first, I think it's the first of the month. He had the trial, and he didn't show up. He didn't show up because he said he didn't have his suit. His family didn't bring his suit. That's first sign of corruption right there. Because you're supposed to show in court if you are slated to be in court. Then another thing, they're saying that he's sick, that he finally appeared yesterday in court, and he had spots. He had on a white shorts. They said they think he deliberately wore that, or they dressed him deliberately like that so that people could see the spots and stuff on his body. A whole lot of big black spots they said is on his body and whatever. The thing is, what I'm saying is that there's so many unaccounted debt out there, and people are not being held accountable for it. This thing been going on now like for 2 years and still no resolution. The mama, she crying. She had a news conference yesterday and she's crying. She's upset, and it goes on and on. And not just her, but many, many, many families
So you said
here,
something
even
about
in America here.
corruption. Why? Because he didn't come to court or he came just in a short.
Because Bailey, they're saying that they knew what was going on. It was something they're saying that was planned because the family was not notified. No, no, none of the
Defense.
bloggers or the news people showed up for that case. And the thing is that the only person that was there was the family members. Um, and they're saying that they knew this and they didn't notify the family members. So Bailey is the lawyer for Maitland. So they're saying he's there between him and the officials. They're covering up And whatever is going on, they're trying to keep what's his name safe, my guy. So now they're trying to see if they can get a bond for him because they're saying he's sick. He comes up to court again the 15th of this month. November 15th, he goes back to court. And he's going to court for a bail bond. So hearing.
If he
So
killed Donnelly, then he needs to stay in there. If he's sick,
he needs
get
to.
medical attention.
uh,
So whatever the lawyers, for me, whatever the lawyers is trying to do, they're trying to strategically defend their clients. So whatever they need to do, they're going to do.
mhm,
Same way in the Vibes Cartel case, they're trying to strategically do whatever they can do to get him out, as far as him and his sickness as well, and the conditions in Jamaica prisons. But I'm
mhm,
a firm believer: if you do the crime, you do the time.
mhm.
Pauline says, the greatest creature that our creator made is a woman, but doesn't give us our values. Look at all the teaching God do. Listen to a woman's cry. Okay, so I guess that was in our relationship segment, and I guess that's
But
what goes that
but you could also place that also in this case too with these children, these parents that are crying, these mothers that are crying for their children that are dying or died. You know, it's sad. I mean, so many women are crying, so many mothers are crying.
yeah, a lot of crying are going on.
A lot of crying going on.
Fathers are crying too, for their
Yeah, because you have caring fathers, yes.
yeah, we have caring fathers. We have one who is a host with us that love his children as well. So it is, yeah. So we do have a caller. The lines are open 706-955-2001. We're gonna keep it open for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So 706-955-2001 is the number to call in. Donna, I see that you is this Donna?
Yeah, you know it is.
I saw
Hey, Donna.
wrong number. I said, yeah,
I,
I said that has to
I,
be Donna right there.
you know it.
Blessings,
Hi, Queen. Hi,
blessings.
respect.
Hey, sweetie.
We're gonna touch and run, Donna, because we open up the lines and everyone. What you
I I understand. I
go on and tell us
understand.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about? What's on your mind?
Okay. So the first thing is the time travel, right? I was told by someone that my husband from the old Millennium 3 came back for me now in the new Millennium 3. But I never believed that. But I get to see that, it's true. There's some truth to it. And I researched, I found a lot of things, I found out a lot of things that I never knew before. And in relations to wormholes, the time travel, in relations to the creek, because I have a creek up the block from me that was never there before. Okay. So it had to be a meteorite that created that creek. I mean, if you doubt me, there's guys who used to ride their bike through that dump. So it was never any water there before.
So
Growing up as children.
it's something almost to what Miss Pauline says, as she saw certain things,
Right.
she saw certain things, and it wasn't just her; it was a group of
Right.
them that
Yeah, they had a
saw
carload of
and
people. Yeah.
and then in the morning it wasn't
It,
there. So you're saying that
right.
that creek that is there now wasn't there before. Are you the only one that saw this, or
No,
is other
no.
persons, other people
No,
talking
no
about
other
this?
persons. You can. I mean, they removed most of us, but the thing is that, remember I mentioned the satellite building. That satellite building was there until they contacted me about my stolen identity. That was my normal route on a daily basis. When I picked my daughter up from school, I would take that street because it was no traffic. So the thing was that that's my daily route. And when I took it was on Flatlands and Fountain. I live on Fountain and Linden. And when I passed there, it disappeared into thin air. I searched the news because I know sometimes I might miss stories. I never found a story. No one could tell me what happened to the satellite building. Okay, so that was, it's a space station. It was a
Okay, so
space
are we
station. They
saying
had,
that this earth is like
huh?
an illusion? This earth is an illusion?
Yes,
Imaginary
Go
places and
ahead, go
things.
ahead, the respecter.
Imaginary people, places, and things. Some people
Is
see
yes,
do
things
you
that is
think
not
do you
there.
think these are the things that they call ghosts and duppy and all of these things,
Yes,
things that they
yes,
yes.
think they see but they
What?
don't see?
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Yes. My mom's funeral. You got people that said, "Well, we never came, but they were there." They said, "Who are those people?
Donna, your
Who
your
are
life
they?"
is your life is something else.
this,
Donna, you have too much
this is the
stories.
crazy. I never
She's
thought that.
targeted. She's targeted.
Donna have too much stories. I've been listening to Donna's been a faithful listener for us for about 3 years, and I'm telling you, I've been listening to Donna's stories now, and it never amazed me. You have
What?
some of the most wildest stuff that happens.
What?
Experiences.
Sometimes when I used to hear Mama Ashley talk, I used to be like, "Girl, you crazy." And then when I hear Donna talk, I say, "Oh Lord, I don't know what's going on with you two." But
Yes,
a
you.
lot of what
I
you've
was sound
stated,
crazy.
a lot
Hmm.
of what you've
Yeah.
stated, and a lot of things is a lot of things that makes you go, you
Uh,
know, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So Donna
So
has
I'm.
seemed to have had the same experience as Miss Pauline has had, where things were there and it is now not there.
I sent you the article, so you know that the satellite building was there. Can you tell anybody? Can anybody give account to where the satellite building went? Then there was a hip
Okay.
so
center.
if I Google the satellite building, that'll come up.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
find that
Google it.
article.
I sent if you Google I think 1983 satellite building. I sent the article to Lady D because I think someone was trying to text and say that I was crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. So then I sent the article to her to let her know that I'm not crazy. This
Is this
building has
is
been
this
here
the
for years.
one
I
where
moved here
you
in 19.
is this the one where
Huh?
you sent what a stash place they ruined my daughter for her New York life insurance? No, that's not it then.
Okay, no, that's
Okay.
that's 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 something I might have posted on my Facebook page in regards to the creek because that's where the stash is from the 9/11 heist. Okay, so
Okay.
they stash it beneath the waters because that water was never there before.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so
I'm gonna
Barclays,
look for that
Barclays,
satellite post that you sent, and I'll bring it, and I would share it with Queen and the Respecter, and then we'll comment on it next week in regards to the satellite
oh,
thing that you're
okay, no
talking
problem.
about.
And then
Yeah.
another thing I wanted to touch on real quick was
Oh yeah.
the war. And I
Yes.
want people to know that Judaism, Islam, and Christianity are all together, and they pray to extraterrestrial origins. Okay,
So
don't believe everything that you see on TV. Wow.
You know,
Okay, because
Donna,
yes.
I was watching Farrakhan over the weekend. He said the same thing.
Oh, so who Farrakhan?
Yes.
I'm telling you, me and him is we have so much in common with a lot of things that I hear him say.
So what you
There,
heard him say? What you heard? What was he talking about? The respect. What was Farrakhan talking about? We just
He
flowing
break it
right
down.
now on some topics. We're just flowing for all whom is just
yeah, just
joining
flowing
us.
through.
We're just flowing with some topics because we've covered our topics today, which was Jamaica earthquake and Palestine Israel war, immigration, relationship, and HOA, Maitland and Gully Bob. But go ahead, the respecter. What did Farrakhan talk about?
I don't fully can say I remember exactly, but he break it down to where he got to Jesus Christ, and he said in order for the white, blue eye, I might be phrasing it differently. In order for Christianity, it had to be Jesus. Jesus brought forth Christianity, and Muhammad, I believe, Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
and another one.
Judaism, Jews.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
he just break it down in a beautiful way that
yeah.
Well, you need to
I
share
didn't even
that
get
article so we can you need to share that if you can find it again. Share that with us so that we can
the
pass it
satellite,
on
yeah,
and
so that you can, yeah, so that you can know, so that you
yeah.
know that
We're getting the
I'm not
website.
making any stories up,
Yeah, the
huh?
website is being updated. So Anne is working on our website, and we because we want to show a lot more visual as to what we're talking about. So topics like that, we're going to start to post them back to our blogs so you all can go on and research some of the topics that we spoke about on
Yeah,
the shows. Yeah.
and what I want you to research as well is the particle colliders.
Okay.
That's why they're able to say like the storm is going to be in Jamaica in 2 weeks or wherever in whatever part of the world.
Mhm.
Okay, because they travel in those particle colliders. That's where they combine those elements, and that's what causes the weather change, the earthquakes, the tsunamis, and all sorts of things like that. So research particle colliders, and then
Yeah.
then
Yeah, the weatherman do that on his show. He show you all that. Um, and
yeah.
he show you the American version, the English version, the Russian version, all of them versions. He show that's what's going on right now with the storm, where they're tracking it. It's a lot of things that we don't know about, or and it's a lot of things out there. That's it. And some of it we just don't know. The government don't tell us till the last minute. If it's gonna affect us, then that's when you hear about it. And not just us blacks, but you know who. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, that's just the whole thing. We just have to, research certain things that we might not understand, and we can, get a clearer view of things that, might arise that would seem like, mind-boggling. But if you research, that'll clear it up. So
Okay.
that's just basically what it is. The time travelers
Yeah.
are the ones that did 9/11. That's why they marked their 10 in for the monument with the steel beams in Nassau County, Long Island. Okay, that's something that you can't erase. That's something. It's a monument that you symbolize the attack with. You marked your 10. It's from the 10th dynasty and the 10th century. It's from BC times.
Mhm. And you
Okay, that's what it is. They're time travelers.
and you remember what I was telling you in regards to that instrument that Debbie was telling us about 7, 8 years ago. It is called the
Mm-hmm.
astrolabal
Oh,
lab,
oh,
but it's an
okay, so I'm
instrument
gonna
from
look that
back
up.
in the ancient times that they
Yes.
found, and they were saying that is the instrument, and and she was explaining that she felt that's where aliens had came in. And I'm not bringing up this alien thing, Donna, but she was explaining in it that that is why they believe that there was another life form, and that those life form had lost these instruments here on earth, and that is
Mm-hmm.
what they used to find to learn the latitudes and the
Yeah, I
coordinates
remember. Yeah.
that made them be able to learn how to travel up to space. It's not where someone just sat there, which I've never really heard the story of whom thought about making the rockets and sending it up into space. It was based off of these
Right.
instruments that were
Mm-hmm.
found. And when they found out how to use these instruments, that's when the ideas of going into space and these things came about. People, we need to research a lot.
And they did a movie, pertaining to that same thing.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yes, there's a movie. I'm gonna look it up and see if I can share it with you guys.
You were saying, Queen was saying something before what I commented on. I can't. What was it that you were saying? You said something in regards to, was it a movie? I don't remember what it was based on, but I laughed.
Uh-huh.
It was something that was so true, but I can't remember what it is.
Mm,
Before I called in, but you were saying
yeah.
something, and it's true.
I mean,
And I know that it was so true. Yeah. Okay. And
yeah, it's
that's
a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of
honor.
stuff out there that we don't know. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff out there we don't know.
Well,
We
we
don't
always
know.
say what we don't
We just don't know. And that's why, you have, I feel that each person have, God gave you that gift, who believe in God or not, whether you believe in God or not, and whatever you want to call him, it's okay. But the higher power, um you
That
supposed to, there's certain, he gave you certain powers, the power to sense certain things, sense when you're in danger, sense when you're doing wrong, sense when, he gave you those senses.
you
So it's for you just to use your senses and do what you feel is right and what your spirit is telling you is right.
know what?
Because
I don't mean to cut you, but earlier today I
mm,
saw Don Minot made a post that,
mm,
and Don, I don't know if you're still, if you're listening in, but Don made a post, and I don't recall if I had even answered it, but Don made a post on his Facebook, and I'm trying to find it, where he said, um, I'm trying to find it. Why is it so no? Gosh, Don, if you on it, he made a post saying something in regards to n- people that are not good, and
mm,
and it's being a choice of being good or bad, and there was someone who tried to challenge him on the comment on one of his, people tried to challenge him on the comment. Oh my goodness, next week I'll talk about it, because we're running, we only have 1 minute left on the program. But Don was speaking about that same thing, Queen, where he
mm,
just said God gave us a choice
sure, yes,
of good and
good
bad.
and bad,
And
yes.
Don broke that down in the tech, because it just popped up on my, um I was doing some work and it just popped up on my phone. And gosh, but Don, yeah. Okay, hold on. I think he's calling in. I think he's calling in. Greetings. Greetings.
Yes, Lady.
Yes, you made a comment today. You made a post today, and it's
Yeah,
going into.
I'm looking at it right now. It's on my page where you liked it.
Yes, well, yes, I liked it, but I don't think I even got to comment on it. But Queen was just saying the same thing as to what you said, basically said on that post. And I was just referencing what you said. Would you mind reading that?
You mean the main topic that I posted?
Yes.
Yeah, it says the Most High doesn't make us good. We have been given the opportunity to do good.
yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's
A
what
lot of
Don
people,
has.
and somebody took me on. Somebody from Jamaica came on my page and said that God does good. It's like we are all made good. I said that's not the point though. The point is we were given a choice to do good.
Yes.
We weren't given. That's why we have good and evil.
Yeah.
And if we were all good, there would be no evil.
Yes.
Hmm.
And he
That's it.
doubles
If we were
down with
all
that.
good, there would be no evil.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know.
And Don
And so
said,
it's a choice. We were given the choice to do good.
yes. Yes. Yeah. And I saw it's that comment alone just shut him down, which you answered it so perfectly. So I guess I just liked
Yes.
it because there was nothing else for me to say on it.
Mm.
But when Queen mentioned it just now and said it's a choice,
Resonating, yeah, in your
that's
mind,
what
yeah.
came into my mind as to your
Yeah.
post today. So I had to bring that up. I had to say it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right, blessings, blessings. Man, it's we have to get up on out the air chair. We got to get up on out of here.
Mhm.
We have to get up on out of here. Man, we just thank each and everyone. Donna, um, man, Donna, we're gonna get to your coordinates. We're
Yeah.
getting closer and closer to
Mm,
to having you on the panel one day, and we're gonna get really, really deep
mm,
in these in
yeah.
these alien
Yeah.
sightings and these traveling times.
Yes.
I know a lot of people be like, Lady D, don't do it,
Yeah.
don't do it.
No, it's
But
all
it's true.
aliens, lady. You know, you have to do it because you know why?
Uh-huh.
People have to know that, we're looking at these things in another country and we're thinking that maybe they're people. No, these are the extraterrestrial origins that you thought in your churches.
Yeah.
But you don't know that they have a temple mount that they all pray together in. The Christians, Judaism, and Islam, the Muslims. They all pray together in that what do you call it, the holy shrine. Okay, so in that religious institution, they all combine together. Do not believe everything that they show you in the news and all of those things, unless we're going to be totally confused, and their evil will continuously triumph if we continuously feed into what they put in the headline stories. None of the headline stories that I mentioned to you that you might find weird or you might think something is wrong with me, none of those stories are real. And I can prove it. That's why I keep saying it.
All right. Well, we're
Okay?
gonna
I
talk.
have
We're gonna get you
concrete
over here one
evidence.
day. One day we go, and it's gonna be sooner than later. So we have to go. We have ran totally out of time. Queen, real quick,
Yeah.
listeners.
Listen, tune in next week. Remember, press that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family members, tell everyone about Listening Thursday, Reasoning Thursday. Okay? Y'all have a blessed evening.
The respecter.
Yes, yes, yes. I want
Yes,
to
talk
pray
to us.
hard, sufferers in this world. Pray that God shows his face upon the oppressors. Time, enough is enough. Thank you all for tuning in. Support me. You can do your best tonight.
Yes. Well, big ups and blessings, and to all of them who is celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary, a birth of a child, congratulations. If you had an awesome what accomplishment in your life, congratulations. If you've lost a loved one, we send our love and our hugs and prayers go out to you. Please be sure once again to listen to this Saturday, the Lady D Show, 12 to 4 p.m. each and every Saturdays. And also Wednesday, it's Let's Gripe. So tune into Let's Gripe with Tonya Marcus and McKenna from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. And on Thursdays, it is the big bad no holds bar shows. It is all about Reasoning Thursdays each and every Thursdays. So tell a friend and a friend and a family member that we are here as we closed out on our topics of earthquake, shaking, rattle and roll, Palestinian war, more and more war, immigration crisis, relationships, Maitland, Gully Bop, HOA, and all of the other things that we discuss. Blessings, peace. And if you would like a topic discussed, please send it over to us. dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. And if you would like to join us on the panel, please let us know. The only rule is we agree to disagree, and we most definitely respect each other. Blessings.
Blessings.
Illusion. Too many lies, too much aggression. The rulers of the day, they lack the region, and so they leading the people astray. World peace is an illusion. Too many lies, too much aggression. The rulers of the day, they lack the region, and so they leading the people astray. Political leaders are a reflection of society. It's the privileged few that makes the rules by using the majority, keeping the bounties for themselves, or they care about no one else. Care not about the poor and the needy. It's the nature of man to be greedy. That's why I say world peace is an illusion. Too many lies, too much aggression. The rulers of the day, they lack religion, and so they leading the people astray. Lies and deception, mass manipulation to gain control. They use religion. Yes, steal your precious soul. Too many warmongers, when only love can make us stronger. Armchair warriors, off to war they send our sons and daughters. To live free is alright, seems oppression is their delight. Living free is alright, but it seems oppression is their delight. I tell you, oh, na, na, na. It's an illusion. World peace is an illusion. Too many lies, too much aggression. World peace is an illusion. Too many lies, too much aggression.